I welcome all of you to this brief workshop on examination fever. This workshop is to help the students in overcoming the fear of exams and make the students perform better in the exam. Okay, so when exam time comes, students start getting anxious and spend sleepless nights worrying about the coming exams. Students may worry about an exam for days before it, and this will hamper their performance in the exams. So students, just relax, no need to worry. It is wise to remember that exams are not here as a punishment, but they are a good way of testing your knowledge and to help you to retain that knowledge. So today's topic is what is the examination fever, and the first thing we are going to look at is what are exams. Students think that examinations are a form of torture developed by the staff, the teachers. Then students think that this is the objective of studying in school. We are here in school to give examinations. And some students think that it is a test of their memory power. Okay, so this is all wrong. It is a test of your knowledge. Examinations are a test of your knowledge. Examinations are an assessment to rectify your mistakes. Examinations are a tool to gain more knowledge and retain it. Right? Sorry. Now, what is examination fever? If dear students, if you regularly become excessively nervous before or during an important exam, you may have examinophobia or exam fever. It is very common. It is a very common phenomenon among students, especially when an important examination is at their doorstep. Right? So this is examination fever. Now, there are certain myths regarding exams. Okay, many students think that exams are just for people with good memories. This is not the case. You can improve your memory. Dear students, you can apply what you have learned. There are many memorization techniques, study techniques which you can use and work in a smart way. Smart work instead of hard work is beneficial. Now, you can use mind tools, for example, mnemonics, acronyms, using name acronym to remember things, mental imagery. For example, the colors of the optical spectrum. The white light is made up of 7 different colors. So what are the names? So how you remember? And it's very common. We say VIBGYOR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Right? So this is a mind tool. Again, if I ask you how many days, how many months in a year have 31 days, except February, they have just 28 or 29 days. So you have a rhyming mnemonics. 30 days has September, April, June and November. These 4 months have 30 days and the rest have 30 days except February. So this is a rhyme mnemonic. So you can use your mind tools and perform better in the exam. Again, examination, the next examination myth are exams are designed to catch you out. Okay, they will just make a student feel like a fool. Because exams are trying to get you to apply your knowledge in new situations. It can feel like that, but do not give up. Right? You have to go and face the examinations. They are not there to make you look like a fool. These are a test of your memory to enhance your knowledge. Okay. The next myth is students think it is all right if you can write really fast. This is a skill. Write whatever you know. No, it is not necessary. In reality, examiners are looking for quality, not quantity. Examiners don't want you to write all the things you know about a topic. They want the specific answer to their specific question. For example, if the question is, what color is the Taj Mahal? And a student writes about, Taj Mahal was made by Shah Jahan. It was made in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. It is in Agra, and the father of Shah Jahan was so and so. The grandfather was so and so. You can write 10 pages about it, but you will not get the marks because it is not the specific answer to the question, right? So you don't have to write fast, you just have to write what the question is asking you, right? The next myth is, if I fail, then the whole thing will have been a waste of time. I have prepared for 15 days, for a month, day in and day out, day and night I have studied. And if I fail, if I get if I fail in the exam, then what is the use? 1 month is wasted. My efforts are wasted. So the fact is that nobody likes to fail in an exam, and nothing here can take the sting away. Failure is a failure. You feel hurt, right? But you can learn from mistakes you make in the exam. Okay? You can learn from your mistakes you make in the exam. You can correct your mistakes and be successful the next time. Okay? Because if you see, you shouldn't fear failure. Okay? Albert Einstein, he couldn't speak fluently until he was 9 years old. Teachers expelled him from school, okay, because they said he is not a good learner. Then Bill Gates, the Harvard University dropout. Bill Gates was a Harvard University dropout. He couldn't complete his studies. He was not good in studies in the college. Thomas Edison, famous for inventing the bulb, the light bulb. Teacher told about him, you are too stupid to do anything. You're good for nothing. Who? Thomas Edison. Then Steven Spielberg, the Hollywood director. He was very poor in school. He scored very poor grades in school. Then Steve Jobs, the founder of the Apple company. Okay, he dropped out of Oregon's Reed College because of poor performance. So you don't have to fear failure. Everybody has some talent, some skill that is superior. People have different people have different skills, different talents. So you don't have to worry that I will fail, or even if you fail, then this is not the end of the road, right? So is it possible to overcome test anxiety? Yeah. Yes. With proper techniques and acquired skill, it is possible to overcome examination anxiety. A little nervousness before a test is normal and can help sharpen your mind and focus your attention. But with test anxiety, feelings of worry and self-doubt, it will hamper your performance in the exam. What you have learned, what you know, even that you cannot write in your paper. Okay, so beware of test anxiety, right? So how do students make exam studying an even more stressful experience? They create problems for themselves. Okay, the first is they have unorganized and incomplete notes from the course. They don't complete their notes. If they don't complete their notes, then how will they study? Most of the students, their notes are incomplete. You have to organize your notes, you have to complete your notes, and then you have a good chance of scoring good in the examinations. Then second point is they have not been asking questions along the way to ensure understanding. They don't ask the teachers. Okay, whenever how will the teacher come to know that you have not understood? Until you ask them. So make it a habit. Develop the habit of asking questions to your teachers. The students don't manage the time properly. They don't start the studies well before time for the examinations, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. No, they start a day before, a night before. Okay, so you have to manage your time to succeed. Otherwise, you create problem for yourselves. Now, anxiety can be viewed in two different ways. Two different aspects are there. Okay, you can suffer a lot just before 15 days or 1 month before the exam due to anxiety. Examinations are coming. You suffer. You stop living a happy life. You stop eating, right? You stress and you spoil your life. Okay, Another is because of your stress, because of your tension, it hampers what you are writing in the exam. During the examination, you cannot recall what you have learned. Again, you suffer from poor grades. So, symptoms of anxiety, cognitive symptoms that is related to your mind is, you have racing thoughts, self-comparison to others, difficulty concentrating, blanking out, negative thoughts of past performances. All these are going, all these things are going on in your mind. Then emotional symptoms are there: fear, anger, feeling helpless, guilt, shame, disappointment. All these emotional symptoms are there. And physical symptoms: nausea, racing heart, excessive, stress, shortness of breath, headache, dizziness, dry mouth. All these, you can even fall sick just before the examinations. So you have to take care of, whenever you suffer from these symptoms, talk to your teacher, talk to your parent. Students even suffer from memory blocks or blanking out on things they have studied. Then fear of failing even before the examinations are written. Okay, there was a father who was beating his son, and the neighbor asks him, "Why are you beating your son?" So the father says, "Tomorrow is the result day of my son." So the neighbor is amazed. He says, "Then why are you beating him? Tomorrow is the result day, okay, but why are you beating him today?" The father says, "I am not in town tomorrow. I have to go somewhere, and I know what his result would be. That's why I am beating him in advance." So they shouldn't be there. Okay. Then lower reading comprehension, poor attention span, lack of focus. You cannot sit and study properly. You cannot focus on your studies. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then you grab your mobile phone, then you talk to someone. Okay. Lower reading comprehension, you cannot read fluently. If you cannot read fluently, then how will you learn the answers? Right? It will be a great task for you. It will be very difficult for you. So practice reading fluently. Right? So that you can learn the answers properly. Now, tips for coping with exam anxiety. Okay, first is be prepared early. Set up a study schedule at least 2 weeks before your exam. At least 2 weeks before your exam, 3 weeks before your exam. Make a plan, make a study plan, make a schedule. Know your subjects, know the portion, know the days you will need to complete the portion. All should be in a timetable stuck up near the place where you study. Then sleep well. This is not an exaggeration. Sleep well. Maintaining a regular sleep schedule helps reduce stress and increase performance. Okay, when you sleep, your brain retains what you have memorized. Then you keep the same amount of food intake, the same type of food. Don't increase or decrease drastically. It will throw off your body's metabolism. Some people stop eating, eat very less during the exam, or some people start eating more. You may suffer from loose motions, from stomach ailments. You can miss out on your exams, right? So don't change your diet drastically just before your exam or during the examination. Eat what you have been eating. Okay. Then learn relaxed breathing. When you get stressed out, take some slow, relaxed breaths. It can help you think clearly again. When the brain gets more oxygen, it can think clearly. The examination is of 2 hours. 1 hour you have performed, excellent. You're writing your answers. One small question, 2 marks question comes, which is very difficult for you. Now you are stressed out. You panic. Just because of the 2 mark question, the rest of the next hour, the rest of the questions you perform in a very bad way. You take deep breaths. Don't panic. Recall, try to recall and write whatever you know. Then learn how to study efficiently. As I said, learn the study techniques, learn the mnemonics. No pain, no gain. You have to do that. Work smartly. Okay. Then you can study early and in similar places. Create a right study environment. If research says that if you learn in the same place, from the same notes, from the same books, okay, in the same atmosphere, it will help you to recall what you have learned in a better way. Then talk to your teacher. Make sure you understand what is going to be on each test. Know how to prepare. Okay, talk to your teacher. What is the portion? What is the paper pattern? Speak to your teacher. Right? It's so easy, but it is very beneficial. Whatever queries and doubts you have should be discussed with your subject teacher. Go and ask her or him what is your, whatever queries you have. Then don't forget to eat and drink, moderate breakfast and a good lunch, dinner. Okay. If you don't have your breakfast, for example, many students on the examination day, they don't have proper breakfast due to the stress, and they become weak. They can't think properly. They can't recall what they have learned. So you should have a good, meal, a good breakfast, eat, drink, but don't drink more water just before the exam. Otherwise, you will have to use washrooms. You have to visit washrooms many times. So don't do that. Avoid cold drinks. Avoid coffee, tea before the examinations, right? So take care of your food intake. Then prioritize what you need to learn, what is important, what is difficult for you, what you have completed, what you have not. Every subject, the portion should be in front of you. Prioritize. What I instruct my students to learn, the objective questions first, the fill in the blanks, true or false, match the following, definitions and small answers, brief, 1 line, 2 line answers. Then go for the difficult ones. In this way, you complete what is easy for you, and then you go for the difficult ones. Otherwise, what happens is the students do the difficult ones. They spend time on learning difficult questions, difficult answers, and then they don't have to do the easy, and they don't have time to do the easy ones, right? So it is a double loss. Then study for 45 to 60 minutes and then take a break. It's very important. The mind learns this way. You have to take a break after 45 minutes to 50 minutes, right? And take a break away from your study place. Go to a different place, talk to your siblings, talk to your parents, just chat with your friends. 10-15 minutes break, and then again come back and start studying. So breaks are very important. Now, believe me, breaks makes you learn things in a better way, right? So all these things are there. Then make the environment, the study environment, moderately comfortable, not too comfortable, otherwise you will sleep. Okay, work somewhere where you will be free of distractions. No phones, no TV near your study place. Okay, try to use a space that is yours only and doesn't have to be shared with others. You shouldn't, if possible, don't share your study space with others. Okay, otherwise you will get distracted. Then keep the study space organized with a specific place for paper, pens, books, etc. Have everything you need to study with you before you sit down for studying. Otherwise, you will waste time searching for the things. You study for, you start to plan, okay, 9 a.m. I'm going to start my studies. Then you sit and then you realize that the notebook is kept somewhere else. Then you start searching for it, waste half an hour. Again, you come back and sit, oh, I don't have the pen. Then you start searching for pen. Then you talk to your brothers, sisters, have some fun. 15 minutes are wasted. So this way, it's a loss, right? So make sure that you have all the things needed for your study before you sit down for studies, before you start your studies. So make a study schedule. Is very important. Again, okay, the time taken to create the schedule is well worth it. It will save you much time that could have been lost. Spend time, make a timetable. Without a time, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay, plan everything. So just before the examination day, stop studying at least 1 or 2 hours before bedtime. Many students sleep with the book in their hand. They learn and they just go to sleep. No, you should stop your studies just 1 hour before you go to sleep. Relax, talk to your family members, and then go to sleep. Okay, studying right up until the last minute. Some students, examination hall, They just read, learn the book, then close the book, and then go for in the examination hall. This is wrong. It will create more anxiety and impair your ability to recall what you have done. Review the main themes. You have to make a book of a summary book. The main themes you have to write in a certain book. Whatever subject you are studying, for example, you are studying science, you are studying maths, summary book, main points book of maths, of science, separate book, where you write all the main points of your chapter number 1, chapter number 2. For example, in science, chapter number 1 is laws of motion. The main points, 1 line, 2 line, 1 word, 2 words, the main points of the summary of the lesson you should write, so that you can use it before the examination, 1 or 2 days before the examination, on the examination day. So this will train your mind to retain the memory, retain what you have learned. The summary books or main themes book is very important. Every subject you should have a separate book where you write the main points of all the lessons. Okay, so all these things, if you do that, then it will make your examination performing in an examination easier. You can perform in a better way. Remember that you have to think smart. You have to be positive. Fear is normal. Everybody fears just before the examinations, but it does not mean that you give up and go home. Okay, you should say, I can handle it. I am prepared for it. I am looking forward to my exams. If this is the attitude, if this is the approach, then you will be the best, right? So implement all the techniques, all the skills, and be the best student in your school. Thank you.